Has anybody ever watched that Clint Eastwood movie with the orangutan? Can't remember the orangutan's name. I think the movie was called Every Which Way But Loose. And whenever the orangutan and Clint Eastwood and everybody else there were going to get into a bit of a scrap, one of the dudes would turn his baseball cap backwards. Well, I feel quite a lot like that today. I'm about to get into a scrap with my outdoor kitchen. Be a difficult day today. I'll explain why. The easiest way to explain is from this angle right here. Now, currently you are where the outside kitchen is going to be, looking down onto the decking that we've already built. This piece of decking here is going to have seating area in the corner right there, nice round seating area. But before I build that, what I really want to do is put a roof of sorts on top of this. Now, that roof is going to serve a couple of purposes. The first, most important, is whenever one of those pine cones decides to fall, it's going to fall on a roof and bounce off rather than falling on somebody's head. The second really cool point is, well, I just want it to be a space that we can use come rain or shine. And if we've got a roof on it, we can also use it during the rainy days in October and November when it tends to rain a lot here. And then, of course, shade for when it's really, really sunny. So we want to put a roof on here. And I've been thinking about that quite a lot, how to do it. And as you all know, when I'm building these projects, I kind of making it up as I go along. I look at something and I think, okay, well, we'll build it like this, or we'll build it like that. We'll stick a piece of wood through the trees and we'll use this piece of granite rock as a foundation here. We'll put some rebar in, we'll reinforce it. So hopefully what we've built so far will last a good long time. But like I said in the last episode, it doesn't matter if it doesn't. It's all part of the wonderful journey of creation and building stuff and fixing stuff and just keeping life purposeful with a busy day in front of us. But anyway, what to do about this roof? It's been a conundrum. What I've done basically, and that V there with the apex, that's going to go. That's not actually how we want it to be. It was just a way of looking at stuff and seeing it. So what I've done is I've put 4 posts in. 1, 2, 3, and 4 posts. These are my uprights for the roof. Ideally, my original thought was to put another upright here, so another post here coming up, so that there would be 5 posts coming up and the roof would sort of go like this. But what I don't want to do by putting any kind of roofing structure on this is obscure views. I really want to keep that view right there, fab view, open, so that when you're on the other side of this decking area, you can see straight through the deck and you can see that view. That's going to be tricky because it's just going to be tricky. One thing that is non-negotiable that I really want to try here, and I know they don't ever do it in Portugal for a myriad different reasons, including bugs and weather, is use wooden shingles for the roof. So I've got a whole bunch of wood cut that's 1 centimeter thick. I'm going to be able to cut it into maybe 40 centimeter length so that I can make shingles. Shingles, of course, are like wooden tiles. And so the roof of this structure will be very light. It'll be a wooden shingle roof, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But let's have a look. Who knows? Crack on, John, stop talking. Okay, so that's where we've got a couple of beams over the top there. We've protected that view. That looks great. We've put in a couple of beams up there as well. I'm thinking to put another piece that comes across sort of like that bit. But now I'm really stuck. I don't really know how I'm going to do it. Because I don't want it to be just a flat. I'd like it to come over a little bit more. Tricky. What do you reckon, folks? Anybody got any ideas? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you because I'm feeling a bit stuck right now. It's tricky. Difficult. Quick break to say a big thank you to this week's sponsor, Rainpoint. And as you can see, I have got a massive smile on my face. And the reason for that is I've got this fancy gadget here, and I've got a fancy gadget in the house, which is connected to my telephone, which means from anywhere in the world, I can control how much water is going on my lawn and on my flowers. I can turn it on, I can turn it off, from anywhere on the planet. Rainpoint's smart water meter system is quite literally going to change the way that my entire day goes. I will no longer be running around in circles trying to water every single corner of this lawn and garden. I shall be relying entirely on the Rainpoint system and the app that comes with it. Rainpoint have also very generously handed me over this smart water flow meter. That'll go in line here, make sure that I don't use too much water. They've also given me a soil meter and an air humidity meter and a rain meter. My smart box is going to be able to tell me exactly how much extra water I should be putting on the ground and when I should be doing it. Isn't that fantastic? So if you too want to switch on your watering system from your couch or the deck chair whilst you're on holiday, the Rainpoint smart watering system is something that I would thoroughly recommend. Links in the description below. We're linking to their super experience package, which I think you're going to love. I, for one, am a big fan. Right, watch this. Oh, Sawyer. Come on, little man, out the way.
That was a lucky save, buddy.
Gotta get us, Crusoe.
So we left you on Sunday with something of a cliffhanger, although probably not the most kind of thrilling cliffhanger, about where on earth we'd put the potatoes and whether or not the knot garage had been cleaned. Well, where we're at is we're kind of halfway through. We managed to get a whole bunch of stuff out. Our friend Jose came, loaded his truck up and took a whole bunch of rubbish away, but there is still so much more to take away and to do before we can get everything finally finished. But what we did manage to do was at least get the potatoes into somewhere cool and dark to store. What is it, buddy? But as Crusoe's just illustrated, there really is still a lot to get through. Anyway, we're going to park it for the moment until Jose is able to come back again, which we are hoping is going to be this week. So we'll be back in here soon to finish up and get things looking nice and tidy. But at least John's tools are organised. He knows what's in here, and at least the potatoes are stored. Crusoe and I today are going to use a couple of those potatoes to make some potato stamps and do some stamping. Hey, buddy. I think he'd probably rather be down on the lawn working with his dad, but anyway, this is a more toddler-friendly activity. So here are the potatoes in the shelves, which we will eventually move to put this water tank in, but for now they're cool and dark, and that's all that matters. And we're going to pinch a couple for our stamps. Are you excited? Okay, should we get the cutters and the paints and some paper?
Mum,
Come on then, everything's in here. What you got, bud? In your chair. Potato stamps. first of all, let's take this big one.
Yeah. Mommy, let me see that potato.
No, you don't need to, it's not cooked.
Triangle.
This, my boy, is a potato stamp.
Triangle. Triangle.
What other shape do you want?
And square.
Square.
Yeah.
What shape is this?
Square.
Square, well done. So we've got a square, and we've got a triangle. Good, okay. Now,
Paint. How about the one?
bang it. So this is a bit of an easy bridge. Right, what colour would you like?
Blue.
Okay, is this one blue? Good, okay, well done. Watch this first. Now you stamp on the page like this.
I'm gonna take two.
Okay, I'll do this. What colour triangle do you want? Stamp, stamp, stamp. You got to stamp, baby, rather than rub. Watch. So you go like this, put it in the paint, and then you go stamp, 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 stamp.
No.
No.
Don't paint it. I'm trying to paint it.
Okay, wait, what colour triangle do you want?
No, mommy, not my mommy. Not I'm only a potato star.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No?
I'm only a paintbrush.
Oh, you want to paint with a paintbrush. So the potato stamps are not a hit.
No.
Oh, hang on. We do it together, watch. Look! Wow! Do you want to try?
No.
Potato stamps for another day. Anyway, on that note, I can hear Sawyer just starting to whinge in the bedroom, so I'll grab him and then maybe go down and see how John's getting on the deck. I do have to keep reminding myself that Crusoe is 2 years old, so his attention span is as long as it is, and that this will become more of a thing as he gets older. For now, it's just fun to hang out and do stuff together. Okay.
Where that fishy going?
Let the chickens out.
Yeah.
You're coming out?
Yeah.
I thought you were doing puzzles. There we go. Begins. Where are you going, Sawyer? Where are you going, buddy? Oh.
Crunchy, mommy, crunchy.
Is it crunchy, my boy? What you doing with it?
I think it's down.
Okay.
Let's keep it. Or this sleeve.
And there you have it. A boy who would rather go and fill a jug with leaves to feed the chickens than sit and do puzzles and potato stamps. I don't know if it's just an age thing, but it's quite timely, because yesterday I shared on Instagram a reel with our favourite clip of Crusoe, which we got in, which we shared in the really long episode that we released of John's kitchen build, where he's playing with the tape measure, and the audio was so perfect. It was something along the lines of, in school you're taught lessons and then given tests, whereas in life you're given tests and then taught lessons. And I really, really loved it, because the fact that our boys are with us and learning with us and kind of growing alongside us, and we're here to teach them, means it's a wonderful privilege that we don't take for granted. I'm not saying that there's no place for school and classrooms and tests, because I think at some point in life they're important. But when they're so little like this, I feel really, really lucky that we're able to have Crusoe with us for so much of the time, and Sawyer as he grows bigger, and that we're able to be a part of all of this learning and just let him learn in the environment that we're in here on the farm. It's incredibly fortunate, and I think super powerful. You know, the conversation of schools and where we're going to send Crusoe and what we're going to do comes up often, and we don't really have all the answers yet. We have got Crusoe a nursery place at a nursery school close by starting in September, and we're thinking he might just go there for a couple of days a week. The most important thing for us is that he's got a bit of a social life, makes some friends, and of course learns to speak Portuguese before he has to think about the fact that he's learning Portuguese. I haven't even had breakfast yet, so I might go and have some breakfast and maybe a second cup of coffee. Is that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you, darling. I love it.
Oh, Daddy go.
Daddy's down on the deck building. Should we go and see him? Oh, look, making a big noise. Hey. Oh, you found a big one. Is that for me? Breakfast will have to wait. I cannot leave a baby playing in a pile of leaves, can we? Should we go see how Dad's getting on? What do you think he's building? Is he not building? Down there. Okey-dokey. This is the happiest, smiliest little boy. Hey, you're a happy camper.
So when I left you, and it will have been about a week ago now, because my sister's been here, well, we didn't do very much while she was here, except for go do a lot of swimming down in the local river, that kind of stuff. But before that, I sat down and I was saying to you guys, oh man, it's so difficult at the moment. I just don't know how I'm going to do this roof, because I want it to look super cool. I don't want it to look boring and ordinary. But I couldn't quite work out those angles. I've made a plan. And this morning, I've already started thinking quite seriously about how I'm going to do it. So I was down here with my sister, actually, just having a look at it, and she was amazed. She was like, wow, this is an amazing deck, and well done, John, and all those wonderful things that are really kind and lovely to hear. Made me feel really good. Of course, you guys are also very generous with your comments, and thanks so much for that. It does really help to inspire, and some of the ideas that you've sent across also have been really useful. One of the things Lizzie said was, that's my sister, don't people normally start off with an apex when they're building a roof? And I said, yes, they absolutely do normally start off with an apex when they're building a roof. So here's my apex. What I'm going to do, instead of trying to forge an apex out of beams, I'm just going to put an apex there, and then after that I'm going to build off of that apex and see where it goes. Like with all of this deck, we've got no clue where it's going to end up or how it's going to look when it's finished. We just sort of build when the ideas pop into the head and the wood feels right when it goes into a place. So let's put an apex up there this morning, have a quick look, see what it looks like, and start building off from that. Who knows? Might even look quite good. Let's do it. I've been trying to make this piece of wood fit here so that we can build an apex that goes across like that. And the more I think about it, the more I just think, hey, you know what? I think I've got this wrong. Yeah, I think I've got it wrong. And so the angles have got to be right, otherwise it's just not going to work. Maybe I should sketch it. All right, that's got to come down. God, it feels like it. Just thinking out loud, I was thinking, oh my goodness, this feels like the tiny house roof. What is it about roofs? Anyway, it's going to look great, but it's got to come down. Poorly shoulder at the moment. It's been giving me a little bit of a hard time the last few days, few weeks. Well, and lifting things at the moment is pretty tricky. Hey, Crusoe, how you doing? What have you got there? Water pipe. Fun.
This looks exciting.
Yeah, I had to.
You've changed the shape.
Yeah, I had to think about it.
Okay.
Daddy, get our triangle.
Yep, you can take your triangle. Well done.
Good job. That's cool, isn't it? Want to paint those? Yeah. Should we go paint them? Yeah. Come on then.
That sounds like a great idea, Crusoe. Okay, now the whirlwind of Crusoe has headed off to go and paint his triangle and his square. Isn't that fab? I've got some pretty gnarly angles to cut, and I think I've got to go with a with a handsaw, it's not going to be very easy to cut that, I don't think, with a power saw. Yeah. Brady at Raising Voyages, I know that you take the mickey out of me for using a handsaw. That's okay. And if you're watching, here we go again. The handsaw's coming out even with a dodgy shoulder. Off we go. That, I'd say, is arguably a neater cut than anything a power tool would have done. The question now though is, will it fit? Let's do it together. Oh my goodness, that side goes in lovely. Guys, I would I would love to show you how good those angles are. Wow, have a look at that. I'm pretty pleased. What do we want? We want the apex to come out through this way, right? Like here, so we can have a little lip of a roof here over the edge. That'll look snazzy. Much better, and a bigger view. Let's go and have a look around where you guys are so I can see. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Not quite as fancy, but it's a bigger view and there's going to be more to it. Great, well done us. Battle passi, everybody, by the way. Finish word. Level. Apex goes there. Fingers on that. No, you already did that once. I know it doesn't matter. Well, there you have it, team. I'm pretty happy with that. The hat's turned back the other way around and we've got a proper apex there, and well, we can start thinking about putting those shingles at the back there, and we can also now have a real good think about what kind of direction we want the front of the roof to come out at. But first, I think we'll be looking at putting some coverings at the back and then maybe some seating down below. So stay tuned for that. Pop up and see Tara and Crusoe now, see how they're getting on. Couldn't have done it without either of them today. Brilliant.
You got the heart that is bigger than the sun. You got the smile that is wider than the fun. Whatever you imagine will come true. Whatever you wish upon a star will do. And there is only one thing you should really love. It is your heart when it sings up above. Hey you over there, it's time to get up and make the world shine. It's time to get back to feeling so fine. You can dance or sing, or you can sing or dance. You got to find the voice that was lost. You got to find the sparkle in the frost. You got to find the passion in the must. You got to find the light in the dust. You are beautiful and magical and wonderful. You can fly.